welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and thank you for joining me for a Case It Monday. So this morning we are going to case this wonderful little card down here on page 64 of the annual catalogue, and it is the stamp set from all of us. Now, before I go any further, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a catalogue, please drop me a line and I would be really happy to send one to you free of charge. And then you too can join along with our Case It Tuesdays. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube rather than Facebook, I would ask kindly that you press the subscribe button and then you will get notifications that my videos have become available to watch. And then it would be lovely to have you join me all the time. So anyway, as I said, we are going to create this Case It card here on page 64 of the annual catalogue. So let me move this aside and I can show you my version of the card, which is this one here. Now what you'll notice is I have used a 5x5 card rather than the 6x4 that the catalogue shows, and I have put my different designer series paper tucked underneath my picture rather than down the bottom. Now, as I've said before, the object of casing a card is to start by, I suppose, replicating the card. However, if you want to make changes to it, that's not a problem. That's what it's all about. So this is my card. As I said, this is my version. So let me bring in the supplies so that you too can have a go. So as usual, I have my basic white cardstock that measures this time 10 by 5, and I've scored it at the 5-inch. And I'm just going to grab my bone folder so that we can burnish that. Oh, let me just tuck this away. We don't need that. There we go. Right, so that's the base of the card. I then have two pieces of cardstock, both measure 3.5 by 4. Okay, I have a scrap piece of paper which is 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch, because that will fit quite nicely along there. And then I have this little piece of scrap paper for our sentiment, which measures 1/2 inch by 2.5, and it's for where the monkey holds the sentiment. Okay, so let us put those bits aside and bring in our two pieces of card. So this particular stamp is one big stamp, so I'm going to ink it up with my Memento black ink, like so. Let's add that, and I need to do it twice. So once on the first card, like so, and then I need to do it a second time. Now, your second piece of paper does not need to be as the same size as the bear, as this one. However, what you do need to make sure is that the monkey and the ostrich are fully available. Okay? So in this case, we can now look at these two and think, oh, which one do I prefer? I think I prefer this one. So I'm just going to colour in a couple of the animals. So we're going to start with the ostrich, and for his beak I have used the dark pumpkin pie. So I'm just going to give him a little beak. There we go. So he's really beautiful. Then I'm using the papaya, and I'm going to use the dark papaya, and I'm going to use that for the eyes, lids, like so, the neck, and the legs of our ostrich. There we go. Now, while you're working on one ostrich, you might as well be working on the other one, so just colour them in as you go. I have used the where's it gone? Is this one? It's the dark crumb cake for the body. I'm just going to highlight him. Actually, I'm thinking I was using the light one. Okay, well we'll do this one as we're here. So that goes round him there. So that's his body. I'm actually going to use that one, I think, for the monkey. Okay, so now the monkey is used in, we have the light soft suede for my little monkey. I'm just going to colour in his head there. My colours have changed just a little bit from what I originally intended. Oh, excuse me. Right, so I'm going to colour him in as we go. There we go. It's a cheeky little monkey. Now, obviously, I need to do his tail all the way around. And for the face, I am using the light pale papaya. There he is, light pale papaya. So that's for his ears. Give him a little smiley face, like so. And because I want him to be a cheeky little monkey, I'm going to use the light pumpkin pie and give him some rosy cheeks just there and there. Okay, now once you've coloured those in, all the animals in, you will get this one here, pretty version here, and then you also need to colour in your ostrich and your monkey and then cut them out. Now, rather than sit there painfully and watch me fussy cut, I am just going to bring these ones in. Now, what you'll notice is that I obviously haven't cut out her eyelashes or her eyebrows, and I haven't cut out the tuft of his top of his hair. Now, it's very difficult sometimes when you're fussy cutting to make sure, I mean, when I fussy cut and I'm doing it overlaid on the animals, I try and cut directly on the black line. However, you will find that occasionally you get like a little white section, and what I like to do is just take my pen of the colour that I've coloured in, said animal or picture, and just go around the edges to make sure that they are all coloured in. Okay, so that's my little monkey. Oh no, look, he's at Leah's just a little bit. There we go. That's better. So that's my monkey. And I think I'm fairly okay with my ostrich. So what I'm going to do with her is I'm actually going to glue her flat down, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue, which for some reason, that's it, won't come into my hand. So I'm just going to dab the glue onto the cutout, and she now can be layered over the top like so. That goes all the way down to there. Now, I do apologise if you can hear scratching. My cat can see that I'm recording and she's outside. I've only just let her out just before I started, and she's now decided that she wants to come in. She's a real little monkey. Okay, so before I put the monkey down, I'm going to bring in my sentiment, and I'm going to bring in, I've got this I'm going to use Happy Birthday on this particular one. Make sure it's firmly on my block. I'm going to stamp it up in my Memento ink again. I'm just going to check that I'm happy with it. Yep, that's good. And then I'm just going to layer it over the top, like so. So we've now got our Happy Birthday sentiment. I'm going to cut the edges. I'm going to cut that edge like that, and then I'm going to do the same with that one. So we've got like a little slanty sentiment. And then what I need to do is I'm going to put it on dimensionals. So I'm going to bring in my little dimensionals. Here they are, my pointy tool. Oh dear, I definitely have got a frog in the throat today. And I'm just going to add these on the back. There we go. I'm going to take off the backings. Now what I need to do is to make sure that the sentiment obviously shows through. There is enough space for the monkey to go down and hold on to sentiment, but you can still see it. So turn that over. So the monkey's hands are there. So I'm going to put happy birthday just along there, like so. Okay, and now monkey can be added to there. So again, dimensionals, and I'm just going to do it on his head and a couple on his body. That's one on his head and on his body there, and one on his body there. However, I do need the tail to be elevated. So there's just a tiny bit here that's quite thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my slithers from the side of my dimensionals, and I'm literally going to add it to my monkey's tail. So as you can see, it's quite thin, quite slender, and I probably won't need to use all of it. So I'm just going to add it as best as I can so it doesn't show through. Using my scissors, I'm going to cut it off the bits that were showing. So again, just working my way around the monkey's tail and cutting off as close as I dare. So there we go. So my little monkey now has glue on his tail. So let's take the backing off of those first, and we might actually stand a chance of gluing them down. There we go, come on. Oh, hurry up. This definitely does not want to come off, this one. There we go. Stab it if all else fails. Right, okay, so let's add him on. So he's there. He's holding on to our happy birthday sentiment. And then we can just make sure our tail is in the right place and he's stuck down. So there you go. So there is our base of our card. We've got our cheeky little monkey holding on to the birthday sentiment. We've got our lovely ostrich, all pride of place. And now we can start attaching this all to our card bases. So let's bring those back in. There are those bits. Now what I suggest is you take your piece of cardstock and designer series paper. You add the glue along the base of this, okay, and you decide before you put it on your base where you would like it to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I think I'm happy with it there. There we go. So that now will sit quite nicely on the page when we attach it. But before we do, I just need to add our hearts. Now, not all of them will be shown, but what I like to do is I'm going to work up my card base in a diagonal motion. So 1, 2, 3, just going up. Some of these will show through, some of them won't. I'm not going to worry too much. Okay, so it's, as you can see, it's worked up the card, and as I said, most of them will be not visible to the eye once we've laid our card base down. So that is what I'm going to do with that. Again, I'm going to layer this all with multi-purpose glue. So down here, and I'm going to run a wiggly line along the DSP as well. Okay, and then that can be added to nice. There we go. Wonderful. So the only thing I need to do now is add a bit of bling. So I'm just going to bring in my blocks. And we can choose which bling to add. So I think again I'm going to use these gems. And maybe this time I'm going to use the green. So I'm going to put, let's have a look on there. On there. And one there. And then just add 2 down here as well. That's 1. There we go. Down there. Perfect. So that is our quick and easy Case It card for a Monday morning. Hopefully you like those. They're quite cheerful. Obviously thanks and happy birthday. You could put anything, good luck, a farewell from all of us. Any of those things would work with this card really. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you do like these cards. I certainly do. I love the characters. I think they're adorable. I am back again tomorrow for a Technique Tuesday, so do join me if you're free. It would be lovely to have you here. Of course, it will be a pre-recorded video, so do leave a comment, and as soon as it comes up on my machine, I will respond to you should you want to ask any questions or have any queries answered. Then that is the place to do it. So thank you ever so much, as I said, for joining me. Whatever you do for the rest of the day, stay safe, enjoy your day. Lots of love. Bye.